everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Titania, and do you enjoy tier lists? Do you enjoy having someone talking to you about jobs in Final Fantasy XIV just because we feel like it, you know, we can connect in something? Do you feel gay? Do you feel happy? Do you feel anything? Or do you feel everything? If you're a yapper like me, well, I just wanted to express my opinion. I've been playing Final Fantasy XIV for, I think now over, oh god, too many years. Not as many years as some others. I am a Shadowbringer girly, but you know, it's been a while. You know, people that started in Shadowbringers look back into the clock because it's been a while. Anyway, we are doing our tier list today. This was promised. I am usually a streamer, but I promised to do a tier list, vocalizing my opinions, and this is what I've been doing. As a tier list, we are doing Slay Zone, which is, you know, my favorite jobs. These are the jobs that not only and I enjoy playing it, I enjoy animations, I enjoy glam, but I also have a personal story with these. There's not gonna be a lot in there. There might be one, potentially two. We're gonna find out together. Then we got all is glam. These are the jobs that they're just missing a little bit, or like I really love them, but I don't have a story for them. Like, I love them for their aesthetics and everything, but I don't have a personal story with it. They're just almost there, but I have not reached there. On the next category, we got besties. Besties are like the jobs I really admire. A lot of my friends also tend to play it, which is probably contributes to my enjoyment, because I am the type of person that if I hang around with someone and they start talking about their favorite job, then I am all for it. We can have a conversation about it. And these are jobs that I like the animations. I might not play because I'm not good at them, and that's okay. I don't think I have to like every job in the game. If I did, there was a problem with it. That's what I usually say. So yeah, that's for that category. Since we're competent, this is the neutral category. Like, I recognize them, I get it. They're alright. They're not really for me. That's the kind of category that this is not really for me kind of job, and they kind of go in this category. And for the last one, the distance. All I want is distance. When you show me the job stone for this job, I'm running. You don't want me at your house? Put the job stone in this class right in front of the door immediately. Speed it up, put it right there, because I ain't gonna visit it. I'm not gonna. So I have not organized the bottom layer, by the way. So let's do that real quick. Organized by healers. I guess I'll give you a little background while I do this. I am mostly nowadays a healer player, but I was and still am a dancer player as well. I've been doing DPS, but DPS doesn't appeal to me anymore as much. So it's the role I'm not playing so much. The role I have not touched almost at all is tanking, because I have tank anxiety. It's never going to be fixed. People tell me it's not that bad, but it is I can't lead for anything. I can't lead nothing, alright? It's not... apparently I'm a Leo. I'm supposed to be a natural widow. Where did I go? Because I can't find it. Hello? Where'd you go, Leadership? I can't seem to find you, girl. So, that is not here in this house. I could technically organize these DPS by classes too. And we are going to rank Blue Mage. We are going to. For the criteria that I have here, we are doing Blue Mage as well. So, you know, Blue Mage, welcome. I'm sorry to remove from your favorite activity on the internet that is always going, where's Blue Mage? I'm sorry that I took that enjoyment away from you, but I also think you need a new enjoyment. It's been done a little bit too much. Just saying. But I just want to start by saying, I don't hate any job in particular. I hate playing it, but when it comes to Fantasy in 14, I don't have a job that I'm like, why do you even exist? I don't have that. I'm not that kind of person. I'm not that kind of girl. There are jobs I don't want to play. I can't stand playing them, but, you know, don't let my opinions dissuade you from what you enjoy, and you are free to comment down below what is your favorite job, why is it your favorite, and why do you disagree, or you agree with me. You know, also, like, if you want to get feedback on this video, this is brand new for me to do. I usually do this on stream and upload the VODs. It's kind of the first time that I'm doing a little recording session. So, tell me feedback, and of course, if you enjoyed the video, comment, like, subscribe. Everything helps over here. Even just the view helps. So thank you so much. Thank you. Let's get started, because I'm not organizing all these VPN. There's too much of y'all to organize, alright? Listen. Lots of y'all. I'm gonna leave my main role for last because I feel like I got a lot to say. So I'm gonna start with the role that honestly we can't live without, which is not healer. Look, I'm sorry I play healer. I don't agree with it. Not with the state anymore, especially according to one of these things. We're gonna start with the tanks indeed, and I'm gonna start with my favorite tank, which is Paladin. And Paladin, like, the thing about this is that no tank is gonna rise above Bessie's. Again, I'm not a tank player. But my favorite is Paladin because of a couple reasons. Number one is it's kind of like sentimental a little bit, but a lot of some of my close friends are tank players, and they're mostly Paladins, and these are some of the most nice people you ever meet on this job. The job also has really pretty animations. You know, it's the classic sword shield kind of tank, you know, it's a Paladin, they're goody people, and I love myself someone good. I also really enjoy a lot of the glamours associated with Paladin. Got a lot of glamours that I like. You know, they look like fairy tale people, like they look like peak fantasy people. I play Final Fantasy for the fantasy. So there's a lot there that I enjoy. In particular, I enjoy the shields. I've been looking because for this video I was kind of looking at some glamours in there, and the shields are hitting. Like, I really love the shields a lot. And I was kind of surprised because that's not usually the first thing we go with Paladin. It's mostly like glamour on the body or the sword. But I've been paying more attention to the shield, and it has been quite a nice glamour discovery. One of the things that Paladin struggles though is their story. I don't know what happened to the story Paladin. I was so excited actually when I finished Heavensward to see where it was going, and we got to Stormblood and was Gladiator 2. I don't remember any other job from that era where their story went back to the off-brand job, to the off-brand class, you know, which is because the Gladiator. So I don't know why that happened. It was weird, and it really brought it down on my enjoyment with it, because I love stories. I am here for the lore as well, and you know, it fumbled there, which was unfortunate. But everything else I like. When I have to play tank, it's usually Paladin. Usually people tell me Warrior should be the tank if you're not actually in the main tank role, because it's the easiest one, and I agree. But the thing is that, which I can talk about this Warrior right after, is that Warrior is too invincible for me to enjoy it. Like, Warrior is too good at what it does. And I don't know if I was built different, but I like to have a weakness in my kit to fight. Like, I like to overcome the puzzle. Like, I don't do this very well, so I have to overcome it. And I know Warrior in the high-end content, according to the tank people I've read and my friends, like, it's not that great and it's not broken or power. I do understand that, but you gotta understand that the content I'm doing nowadays is not much of Savage anymore. I've cleared one ultimate, which was not even current, but it was a really amazing experience. And you know, I know that a lot of the jobs I have there perform differently, but this is not, we're not talking efficiency today, if that makes sense. This is what we enjoy. And some of y'all enjoy more efficiency. Someone like me probably enjoys the colors and the pretty things and to play it. Or rotation, you know. I'm a little bit of everything when it comes to enjoyment. And unfortunately, Paladin on the story does fumble. So it goes there. It's still my favorite tank though, and I really like, you know, I'm also a big Legend of Zelda person, so it kind of reminds me of Link a little bit, you know, shield and sword. So yeah, I'm comfortable with where starting this list in the middle row with Paladin. I feel like it's appropriate. It's good. It was the job for Endwalker after all. It has some leadership to it. It should go first. Warrior. We're gonna try to do this by release if I remember the releases right. Warrior. I'm sorry. It's just each time I try to grab this job, I mean, I can recognize its potential, but like I said, it's too good at casual level. Like. And the Unga Bunga gets ult to me for like 5 minutes. I guess I don't like fun. I don't know. Maybe I like a different kind of fun. But it doesn't do it for me. Also, I don't like to be in the same boat as the Unga Bunga sweaty. gamer type men people. Like, there are the goofy warriors, which I enjoy. Shout out to my ally warriors. I do enjoy. I see y'all with the hammers and, you know, the crop tops and everything. And the Rogatins. I see y'all and I support you. But me, for my character, for what I enjoy, what I want to play, I don't want to do warrior. I don't want to do, like, the blood of my enemy is the lubricant that I use on the date night. That's not happening. So, I can't believe I just said that. We might get that in the video, we might not. It's just, I don't do it. I'm not sure. I do enjoy the story. I will say that Warrior have a good story. It made me laugh. I like the little love story and Curious George. That, y'all are winning on that story way more than Paladin, in my opinion. That is a really good story. But, I don't know, the auto crits and the... Like, each time I try to be like, let me give it another go, it just doesn't go anywhere. It's just not for me. It's competent. It's not a job I would consider that I really, really dislike, to the point that, like, oh my god, I would hate to play it, because, you know, I can kind of play it, and I don't mind it, but it's really not for me. Like, I just can't do it. Glamours are cool, especially now that you can glamour anything on any job. Play it. But yeah, I don't got a lot to say there, really. It's just not for me that a lot of... I think Warrior is the most popular tank. Or the most played one, at least. You know, it starts in the Realm Reborn, it's very invincible, people recommend it for that reason. But it's just one of those things, one of those reasons. Like, recommended, I just can't... it's not even that I'm not, like, a violent type, because, like, I do enjoy my fighting games and everything, but it's like, you know, yeah, it doesn't do it for me. So that's what I think. Look, even the axe looks like a C. It's like, it's appropriate. It is appropriate. That's what I'm gonna with Warrior to it. Dark Knight. This is the one. Some of my best friends are Dark Knights. And I'm sorry to do this to y'all, but it is the one job. I should have told everybody, by the way, at the beginning. I might go back to the intro. But I should have told y'all at the beginning that I played all these jobs recently. And the ones that I didn't play level 100, I did something level 100 on my own later on. So this is a very recent experience for me. I just recently gone to stream with all these jobs. And Dark Knight was the one job I remember playing. I did not want to be there. The minute the dungeon was over, I was running away. And now you're asking me why? Are you like anti-darkness? Like, no. You know, I usually tell people this is a joke, but one of my favorite games of all time is Bayonetta, and we're fighting for the dark side. So that's not either here or there. It's just really not me. I'm not... My aesthetic is very nature, magical bun, very pink. Pink is my favorite color. Pink, everything. Love nature, love dancing. And that's what I kind of like to bring to my character in anything I play. And Dark Knight doesn't do that. The heavy armor, I think someone told me recently that the way they hold their greatsword is actually accurate. Like, that's how you should be holding it. But I still don't like the running animation. I still don't like the walking. I don't like the henchback thing. Maybe it's real, but maybe do it a little bit more fantasy. I don't know. I don't like it at all. And the buttons just don't feel good, and I'm one of those classic people that's like, if I'm gonna tank, I'm not here to be like, I want the shield. You know, if I'm gonna tank, I want to, like, feel tanky. Like, doing the most damage on the way, it is 14. Damage is the way to go. We're all DPSs in different colors, and I can know that, and I accept that. But that doesn't mean when I look at it, I care about the most damage tank. I don't care about it at all. So, yeah, I will say something amazing about Dark Knight. Amazing story. The best story of all the tanks. I will give them credit where it's due. Best story of all the tanks. Dark Knight was the last tank I leveled, and actually the last job I leveled. And I'm glad I did, because I finished on a really good story. Especially in the era of Shadowbringers. I feel like the story, if you know, you know, it really connects with you. So, yeah. But that's where my enjoyment ends. I mean, I even don't like the fact that it is a tank. Like, I'm not used to it. But, hey, it's Final Fantasy XIV. There's different things, sure. It's just shout out to all the Dark Knights that are just doing great. out there with it, but you will never find me. And if you want to put this on the front of your door so I don't visit, by all means, just go ahead and do it. I don't want to have to deal with that. Aesthetic is not for me. Glamours are not for me. Nothing is for me. And I just really enjoyed the story, and that's about it. This was, again, the one job that I physically remember that I wanted to leave so bad. Like, I didn't like how it played. And I can't even tell you what it is. I can't even figure out in the kit on the kit on what it is. I know the aesthetic is not for me, but also the kit gameplay, I don't know. Maybe I didn't even try. Yeah, that could be a possibility. I like to think I tried to give an opportunity to every job, though. And it just didn't happen. It's the only one that, yeah, didn't succeed. So, that's me on Dark Knight. I'm sorry. Please feel free to say what you love about it. Again, that doesn't mean that I don't want to listen about it. All you Dark Knight fans, please do tell what you enjoy about the job, please. Don't let my feelings get in the way of your enjoyment. And Gunbreaker was a surprise because you know what I just said about me wanting to be a tank and enjoying it? Well, Gunbreaker took me for a loop because the damage is fun. I had some time to marinate on it, and I still think I don't like it as much as Paladin, but definitely right here next to Warrior. Oh, look, a little Tetris piece. Ah! Isn't that fun? Yeah, I really was shocked about it because I was thinking, oh my god, it's a DPS kind of job, it's a DPS in the blue trench coat kind of thing, kind of joke. But I was shocked. I don't know if it's because I know Gunbreaker was changed in this expansion at one point, and those like clicked better with me, I suppose. But I felt that it felt really cool. I liked all the explosions and all. The thing is about Gunbreaker, I don't think it's ever gonna be my favorite because I'm never gonna be my parent. I almost said that. Oh my daddy Tancred. But we're talking about Gunbreaker, right? Yeah, I just never think it's gonna be my favorite simply for the fact it's another one of those jobs that I don't see my character do it really. Not really. This is the most mask I can go. Wait. But it was freaking fun. Like, it was really freaking fun. I was very shocked. Every job, I think minus healer, surprised me. There was like one that surprised me out of all of them. And I'm excited to talk about those. And Gunbreaker was one of them. The glamour, I do like the Tancred is. I always go to take a Tancred when I see Gunbreaker. The mitigation on Gunbreaker is very fun as well. That was the thing that surprised me, actually. I knew the damage, but I was not expecting that the mitigation on Gunbreaker would be very fun. And it is. Like, it's a very... The Aurora, the little honeycomb move, the Heart of Corundum, which I do have to say that I prefer when it doesn't make... I think it's Heart of Stone before it goes Corundum. I think the animation before it is superior. Some of the jobs, by the way, I feel like their animation before they get the upgraded version is superior. Because, like, when you're doing Heart of Stone at that level, you shoot the mitigation at someone, and that was so entertaining for me, like, especially in the trial roulette or something. Like, you got your code deck over there, and you just shoot the mitigation. It looks so cool. But then, you know, you have, what I want to say, you have Heart of Corundum, which it's cool. Like, the animation is neat. I'm not saying that, but we lose the shooting, and it doesn't hit the same way. But, and I also don't like, and I know people might complain about it, but it is my opinion, Super Bolide hasn't been the same ever since. It's not a 1 HP thing anymore. Look, and I love a certain healer that's attached to the Super Bolide meme, and I just don't like it. It's just like, it went from a really good... I don't like when we lose memes. You gotta know this. And losing the Super Bolide meme and the little jump scare you could give to, like, healers and such, I don't like it. I didn't like it. And people go like, well, after stuff, I get balance makes sense. Am I gonna like it? No. And I have every right to dislike it. It has to be the same ever since. But surprisingly good job. Fun. That kind of wraps up the tanks, though. Again, tanks are not going to rise more than that on the tier list, but I will say, for someone with tank anxiety, they were quite alright to play. Paladin being my favorite is just, I don't know, I love me a prince. What can I say? And that's like the prince of all of them. Although you could see like Dark Knight with a Prince of Darkness, that's kind of cool as well. But yeah, that's my opinions on the tanks. moving on, we are going to do, let me see here, what am I feeling? We're gonna do melee. It's because that's the other class that they're not gonna rise from besties, so I kind of want to get those out of the way as well. You know, the more boy classes, let's just be honest. Alright, more boy classes. Let's see. Let me organize this because some of these are mixed up. Red Mage, you do have melee in you, but you're not a melee. Get back in line, madam. And then it's that physical range that is a caster. Oh, there we go. So I guess Monk is first. Because I know Ninja came like before Dragoon, came after Dragoon and Monk. I think I heard about it. So I'm gonna start with Monk because it's pretty simple for me. Monk, the more I played it, the more there are animations I like, and I really want to like this job, but it's like, when I look at the Monk's kit, right, it has all the things that I like, because I'm a support player at heart. So even the DPS that I play, they tend to be on the more supportive side. And when I look at Monk, it has like a damage buff, it has Mantra, it got like Riddle of Earth, and it has all these things that I'm always like, oh yeah, I should really like it. But then I play it, and I don't know if I'm too slow, I don't know what's going on over there, it might be the GCD speed, I'm not sure. But then I just can't click with it, and Monk keeps changing every time, and all the versions that I have played, which are not a lot, again, Shadowbringers baby. But yeah, I don't know if I'm the same level as Dark Knight. And my community must make me play Monk, let me tell you. Oof. But we gotta, No, it's just not the same as my Gunbreaker and Warrior for me. It's just not the same feeling. And I'm not adding another tier. This is all. I'm gonna be strict with myself. These are the only tiers. I was a little bit more benevolent when I did the version on stream, but these are the ones that are gonna stay. Yeah, no. Sorry, Monk. Sorry, Monk players. I know there's only 6 of you, but to all the 6 of you, you're doing wonderful. Look, it's a joke. It's a joke. Look up for me, please. Oh gosh. To all the 6 Monk players, you're doing wonderful. Okay. And you know, hats off to you because each time there's an expansion, your job changes and you have to adapt. You're very adaptable. And that's what we like about you. But me playing it, no. I will bring your job shame. And you don't want that on your record. Let's be honest. You don't want that Deku shame on it. Okay? Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Am I recording? Great. Alright. So we're gonna be doing Dragoon. I like Dragoon. Dragoon's going up here. I like Dragoon. I'm terrible at it, but it's a terrible that I enjoy. It's not big fan. Do y'all play a job that you just enjoy even though you know you're terrible at it? Is that just me? Because Dragoon is like mine. I love it. It's probably gonna go in besties actually. Estinian's a nice character nowadays. I actually have to confess that at the beginning of Heaven's Ward, I did not like Estinian. It was giving, you know, one of those like broody type of characters that I kind of knew they're gonna turn good later. But there were kind of unpredictable plots with him. So, you know, I like Estinian now that we're better. By the way, Monk's story, forgettable. I don't remember what happened. Sorry. There were, at one point I had to babysit 2 characters. It didn't stay with me. That's why I didn't even mention it. Anyway, yeah. Dragoon is fun. I always liked Dragoon in Final Fantasy games as well. I'm really fan of Kamari, even though he's kind of like White Mage Dragoon kind of thing. It still has the Lancer. One of my favorite characters is Freya from Final Fantasy IX. So, you know, I have a history with Dragoon. I think it's cool that it's like the spear melee with dragon looking like aesthetics. I do love the spear. I do like the monk. And, you know, there's just something about it that's really appealing to me. And the flower move, you know which one I'm talking about if you're like me. You know which move I'm talking about, the little flower move that puts the dot on. That as well. So it's really fun. And I kind of have the same fun as Paladin. The only difference that I feel I can handle Paladin, but I can't really handle Dragoon. Dragoon is like, you know, too many weaves for me. And that's okay! I'm not saying to remove weaves. Look, I decide the mains on what they want on their job. I'm not gonna. It's too weavy for me. I mess up the weaves. I know I'm messing up the weaves, but dang, do I enjoy it. But dang, do I enjoy it. I enjoyed this job. This job is really nice. It's not gonna be above what it is, because yeah, it is a melee. But for what it's doing, it's fun. All the jumps, too. Also, it's the only melee that I can die and people expect it. You know, I don't have that pressure of being a good melee. There's also that. I admit there's also that. But I don't have that pressure. And you know what, Dragoon? You do what you do best. It's enjoyable. It's fun. I like it. It's there right there. I do miss the dragon side tether. I know why it was removed. It was kind of a hassle to like put it on people, but I miss that tether every day. The first time I actually saw Dragoon use that tether, I thought it was a mechanic I had to avoid. I just ran screaming from it. But you know what? It's these moments that make Final Fantasy XIV great, like these silly little memories. And I'm kind of sad that not everyone can be terrified of Dragoon like I was back then because of a tether that I thought it was a mechanic. And the Dragoon that I was playing with was even chasing me, going like, no, this is good for you. And I'm like, ah, why are you running? I was not waiting for why you were running me. That's who I was. Dragoon's fine. I like Dragoon. As you can see, like, I haven't enjoyed running with Dragoon. Alright, then Heavensward came around and added... I don't think it added any melee. What was it? It added Machinist, right? It was the DPS, the healer, and the tank for that one? Yeah, it was Machinist. So, Stormblood added Samurai! Samurai is also fun. It just really likes a lot of support. Dragoon does have the party buff. It is going away. Like, I do feel bad about Dragoon's... like, they keep removing their support. They removed the Dragon Tether. We know they're gonna probably remove the Battle With Me. It's just kind of losing that a little bit, and I wish they brought it up a little bit back, personally. But anyway, we're not talking about Dragoon anymore. We're talking about Samurai. And Samurai had a really good story. I actually almost got into the feels with the story of Samurai. And that was great. I don't know what I'm gonna put it. But I think I'll put it next to Gunbreaker. Oh no, the little Tetris piece is gone. Ah, well. It didn't last long, did it? Samurai's fun. If I was a pure damage dealer type of player, I would be hands down for it. Big chunky hits. But I'm blinded so bad when I fight, and I don't look at my crit damage. A lot of people are like, oh my god, this big number! I'm too busy figuring out mechanics to look at the damage I'm doing. As long as I know my GTD is rotating, I know I'm doing something. As long as the GTD keeps rotating, I'm doing something. And as long as I'm comboing my combos, I'm doing something. But I'm not looking at the damage and numbers in the fight. Unless it's like a one-time thing, like in the Fighters Misery. Or the thing, you know, that one big button. And I guess Samurai, they did this really fun change where you press the big button on Samurai a lot more often nowadays. Like you can keep pressing and pressing and pressing and pressing and pressing. That is really fun. I agree. And it's very elegant. Like, I will say, you know what, we're gonna bump it up. It is very elegant. It is very elegant job. Not really the glams. The glams are okay. I don't know. I feel like the glams, you have to really be into the samurai aesthetic. And I'm not there. So the glams don't really pull it for me. I'm not big into the samurai aesthetic. But this job is very elegant. I mean, you can't deny the moon looking swipes, the eyes looking swipes, the what is it? What's the other one? If there's eyes, the flower one, which is my favorite. I forgot it apparently. But it's really beautiful, and then you combine all three into a big, beautiful hit. It's very gorgeous. And it's also kind of fun that it's like a caster melee situation. It does bring some uniqueness to it. So yeah, I really like Samurai for that. Samurai's cool. If I liked pure damage dealing, yeah, I think it would be like really high up there, but I don't. And I do miss my support when I'm playing it, so I don't really. But it has a really good identity. Let me tell you, if there's something, if there's a number one thing I love about a job, is that an identity. It knows what it is, it knows its strengths, it knows its weaknesses. And Samurai, when you pick up Samurai, you know what you're getting into. You know it's high damage, you know you do have a defensive, but you know you can't trust it all the time. And you know your movement, you know you everywhere that's gonna probably get you greedy. This is a very greedy job. You want to get that last cast, last hit before backing away. A lot of people die on Samurai because they underestimate their own greed. But it's identity, and I think more important, it's important for a job to have identity. And I'm not talking, when I say job identity, this is very generic. Some people think it's like the way you play, some people think it's what the buttons do, some people think it's the story. It's a very diverse topic. It has all its branches. It's a giant tree filled with multiple branches, but it's one of the strongest ones for me. For what I consider it, it's one of the strongest ones for me. It's probably the strongest one we'll talk today, actually. Because, for example, I'll be very honest with you here. While I think Warrior has absurd healing, I don't. When someone puts me in like Barbarian type roleplay, I'm not thinking they're a healer. So even though Warrior is not known for that, it's kind of like if y'all play Smash Bros. Ganondorf is a Captain Falcon clone, but not really Ganondorf. You know, that kind of feels like with Warrior the healing in general. Next melee! There's a lot of you bitches. Maybe there's a lot of you, alright? Oh, we bypassed Ninja. Well, it's Ninja time now. Ninja is my fave. Oh. Ninja was a surprise melee when I played it. So, I remember I touched Ninja at level 100. Too much in the opener. You guys have to relax in the opener. Y'all have to stop putting stuff in there. And the 2 minute, y'all need to calm down. Am I a dancer player? I know what a 2 minute burst window busy it feels like, okay? We get it. But you need to calm down. Besides that, fantastic job. I actually could not believe how much fun I was having on this job. The mantras are fun. Pairing with the bunny, hilarious. Glamour on point. I'm not even considered like a ninja fan, like the concept of ninja. I didn't grow up with Naruto, sorry. But that was really fun. It's probably my favorite melee. I talked about Dragoon being my favorite, but this might be my new favorite. They're neck to neck. Even though I thought about it, I need to think about it some more. We call it Ninji over here, my little Ninji. And it's a really fun job. The mobility, it's very unique. That's the thing. When I played Ninja, I was like, no other job does what Ninja does. And we just talked about how important job identity and all that is to me. It's gonna be interesting how they work evolved mode into this job. But the mudra system is really smart. I love the frog too. That's cute. The thing about these, there's stuff that is cute. Like the frog and the bunnies. You don't want the bunnies usually, but this is stuff that it's cute. I didn't want the bunnies ever, but it's adorable. And the sounds, I remember when I didn't play this job, we had a ninja in our party comp. And the ninjas were doing like bong, like sounds at the opener, and that was just highly entertaining. I love that. I would laugh every time. It was great. Ninja's great. I didn't expect it. Ninja was great. I actually didn't expect to have many melees in Bessie, but we are. That's impressive. And I got much to say besides that. And the story was good. The story was fun. Yeah, a fun story. The story was very fun. It's not the best story. It's more of it feels like more of a sitcom than a story. On Ninja, but it's great. I mean, I love to laugh. So that's fine by me. And Ninja has got some chunky attacks too, like the little ice sword that you can do when you press a pink button. It's wonderful. It really surprised me. I play terribly. Like I say, it's the Dragoon syndrome. You know, I'm terrible at it, but it's a fun terrible. Alright, Ninji. I didn't see you before I kind of skipped over, but we got it. Reaper, that's the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. Ripper is also fun. Wait! Okay, not all these melees can stay here. I don't think it's right. I think... yeah, we'll go here. I think high C for Samurai, just because... Again, it's more of the identity of like being pure. Well, no, but at the same, this is what it is though. At the same, no, I'm surprised. I'm surprised as y'all are. Some of the people that know me, I'm surprised as you are right now. Wow. That's fun. Maybe I should have added another tier, but no, I'm gonna shrink myself to it. Dang, I am. Again, what can I say? Reaper is really fun to play. I played Reaper. It's very Bayonetta-ish to me with the, like the summoning of Petunia, what I call my voice in Miss Petunia. And even though it's not my aesthetic at all, because I just talked about not doing that instead with Dark Knight, there's something about it. It's probably because they added the new pink side to the pink weapons. Yes, and once they added, I really enjoyed it. It has a really fun rhythm. I don't even mind the death design. People complain about it. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I don't mind it. I don't mind to have to reapply that thing. But it's fun. I don't know. I like the pace of it. There's a rhythm, a slow rhythm to it, and I tend to enjoy it. On rotation, not really on movement, but on rotation, I do tend to enjoy jobs more on the slower side. Except for one. There's one that's like an accepted. We'll get to that later. But yeah, I do think the story is interesting. It's probably, I don't know, out of all the melee story, it's probably one in the bottom for me. One of the bottom. So I like the whole like, oh, the Guardians were botanists, but then you know things happened. They had to they needed to channel magic somehow, so they made a pact with a voice, and that's kind of crazy more when you think about it. But like, there's just angry, demonic botanists. And I don't know, there's a silly edge to it. That's what I call when something is edgy but also quite silly. A silly edge to it that is appealing. But the more I thought about it, while it is fun, the more I thought about it, and it's probably the melee I'm best at. This is probably my best performing melee out of all of them. We need to talk about the aesthetic once again, and while that side is fun and important, and while the visual buttons for the job are fun, the fact that I'm forced on the Reaper look when I'm enshrouded is not my favorite. You know, it's kind of like the Scholar. People having problem with the surface on the Scholar. To me, that's me on Reaper. So you know what? I will have to bump it down the thing. Even though this is, I'm finding my own skill here. Even though this is the one I was the best at. I don't know, I just don't stand on it forever. I feel like I don't have a favorite melee. It's hard for me to decide to have a favorite job on a role I don't main. Like, because to me, my brain just doesn't matter what my favorite is. There's some melees I like to play and some I like to play less. And that's like the 1% in the whole year when I play that role, you know? So, I don't, it's hard to have a favorite for it. No melee has been like, oh my god, aesthetic amazing, that's really me. And that's okay, like I said. It doesn't need to be like that. But yeah. And I say this because I thought Viper was gonna be it. And then it wasn't, and Viper is actually here. Just because I'm not usually the type of player that's like, oh, my job needs to be busy or it doesn't have a lot going on. But even I have to admit, when I play Viper, it's just, it doesn't. It just doesn't. It just doesn't do it for me. And that's everything that could do it for me that just doesn't. We thought I had a stream today, and we talked about how Viper, it's kind of like, to me, it's giving the energy I'm not like other Vipers, in the sense that when you hear the name Viper, you expect poison, you expect like scaly green effects on the job skills, and like even the glamours to be more like scaly. Meanwhile, Viper is on more roguelike than rogue itself. There is no poison to be had with it, and the scale effects are like golden. Which, you know, I don't know much about snakes, so y'all can inform me on that. There might be different Vipers than the one green one that I'm always thinking about. So, you know, feel free to tell me that. Maybe it's more like a snake motif. I know it's called Viper because the Final Fantasy IX weapon. I know. But it's, I don't know. It's giving that energy. And sometimes I like an obvious thing. Sometimes, you know, very surprising on everything else, but a hint of the obvious, you know? A hint of the obvious. If Dark Knight had a button that was full of flowers in one of their skills, I would cheer for it. But if Dark Knight was all pink flower skills, I'll be confused because you just told me Dark Knight. And that's what I feel like Viper. I'm going to Viper. I'm confused. I'm like, you have some attacks that do invoke the scales, but the scales could be Dragon too, and that's Dragoon right there. You have the OB that you finish with the Viper's Fangs, like it's supposed to be a Viper's Fangs. I see it, but not in everything. So it's very confusing when playing Viper. It's confusing, and it's too on the nose on when it comes to the rotation. Like, I'm a Dancer player. I know how it feels to just follow the light, but even Dancer has more than just follow the light. And everything that I thought I was gonna love it because, like I said, this parallels to Dancer, and I was thinking about like a Blade Dancer aesthetic, and I still like that. But when I play the job, it gets me confused a little on the what are you supposed to do, what are you supposed to be. I don't even think the devs know what it's supposed to be as much yet, which is fine. It's a new job. They can figure it out. You know, it doesn't have to be a hit in the identity department right away, but it is confusing, and that's because that's why I'm giving it a nice C on the tier list, a competent, a nice C for competent moment. Because yeah, I just got that always in my mind. It's very fun though. It's quite quick, quite fast. It does what it needs to do when it comes to the damage department, and yeah, and I like that it's based on the Final Fantasy IX's weapon and Zidane because I love Final Fantasy IX, as I said, so it has that going for it. And I do see the fangs on the Viper. I just wish it was more Vipery. It evoked more than just the fangs, you know, than just the fangs. I want something more with it. And the fact that it has no poison, even just a poison looking skill, I'm not even talking like mechanic. I'm just saying like a poison looking skill or anything. It just boggles my mind. So yeah, I think Viper C makes sense, and I would put it there. If they do that more, it might go like, I can see a world where Viper goes all the way here, you know, even after Ninja. But for now, it has to stay there. Okay, that's melee done. Alright. Again, you wouldn't rise higher than the besties, but I will say I appreciated melees a lot more than I thought. Maybe because there's more of them. Maybe that's it. Maybe when I was in Shadowbringers, 2 weren't here. There was like 4. And I guess that made more sense of a number because, you know, we had 4 tanks. We were about to have 4 healers with Endwalker. Yeah, so I thought it was more about. Now there's a lot more melees, so I think that caught me off guard. I mean, like, whoop. Surprising. Again, people that enjoy melee, y'all doing great. Keep doing your damage. Stop greeting though. I guess a little annoying when you greet, but you know, you're braving yourselves in melee range. I don't like melee range. These are all classes I don't play because I am not a melee range person. The more I have to be on melee range, I can do it for a limited time. I don't mind that, but if my 90% of my job is to be in melee range, we're not doing it. I mean, you can tell by my favorites being Paladin and Ninja out of these categories that I like to be at range because they have like the most range buttons, and Viper has that too. But you know, we talked about it. It's just a bit confusing. I need Viper to figure itself out first. Okay, so we're gonna move on to from my least favorite role to my favorite role, which now it's confusing because each role that we're about to see has a favorite for me that I'm really, really loving. So we're gonna play a little game where I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do casters, ranged, and healer, but I'm not gonna do my favorites yet. We're gonna have a favorite in the very end. My top 3 jobs. That's what we're gonna do. Start with casters. I actually want to start with the Blue Mage real quick because Blue Mage is going on besties. Obviously, it's fun to play. Really fun memes, really fun aesthetic. Story's fun. The challenges with it, I personally find them fun. They're like little puzzles that you can do with your little spells. And yeah, I'm gonna put it in besties. I mean, how could I not? I know it's not for every content. We know that. It sucks that it's limited. Depending on how long this goes, it might have to go in C just because of the limitation of it all. It's never gonna go D though. Don't worry, Blue Mages, I got you. Do not worry. But yeah, because it is limited, it's not gonna go up more than this. But yeah, I mean, what can I say? It's very original, and I really like it. And that's really I'm in the hopes that someday they figure out a way to make this work for single player, like giving a generic hot part, you know, from like making it do attacks that look like enemy attacks, kind of thing, you know. Alright, from order of release, I do believe Sadmmoner was added in 2.0. Which makes Black Mage the only caster in 1.0. I guess White Mage was also the only hero in 1.0. And Bard the only physical... Wow, 1.0. It was like, what? White Mage, Bard, Black Mage, and... Paladin? Monk? Hey, 1.0 had some things. And by that, I mean not a lot of things. Anyway. Black Mage. Ooh. It sounds hard. You gotta understand that 90% of the people I know are Black Mages. Black Mage stains. And I know this shop, in particular in Dontra, had quite a few changes where people love it or hate it. And I think I played both at one point. I think I played like the older one and the new one. I'm too smooth-brained to tell the differences. When I read about it, I'm like, oh yeah, this feels different. When I'm thinking about like this right now in the moment, I don't remember what to change. But I love it. I do love it. I do. I do. It might come down. Don't get too excited, Black Mages. It might come down. But for now, I love it. I mean, it's kind of like Samurai in the sense that you know your strengths, you know your weaknesses, you know your identity. Giant damage spells, casting. Even though the casting is not fast, you're still casting, you know? Cast. And you got your ley lines. Everybody knows. Look. Everybody knows. People that have not touched a single finger on Black Mage knowing what ley lines are. That's iconic. That's a slay move. That's iconic. I'm terrible at it. My friends cringe. The AoE rotation is not great. We gotta fix the AoE rotation though. Yo, I don't know what y'all doing on your AoE, but it ain't right. Chief. But like the spells feel so high peak fantasy. Like when you think about magic, attacking people with magic, Black Mage is like the peak job for that. Like, there's nothing more magical in this game than Black Mage for offense and White Mage for restoration. Like, there's nothing. They're like the iconic mages. They are the ones that have Mage there for a reason, and Red Mage. But you know, Red Mage also chose a sword, so you gotta get with the consequences of your actions. Red Mage. So, yeah. We are starting really strong with Black Mage. I have done a sub goal when I have to play Black Mage for a week. I had to play Black Mage as well for a day back then. There's a video of me on YouTube of playing Black Mage for a day. And, sorry, give me just a sec. Sorry, y'all. Ichino's on videos. Not cute. Anyway, what time going on Black Mage? Oh, yeah. DLB, I like the fashion. I understand when people don't like the fashion, especially when I got a specific friend that really cannot stand the Black Mage fashion. But you know, it's classic Wizard. It's, I like it a lot. I like the Vivi one. That one's so cute. And you know, I love Lulu from 10. Suggestion. I don't know why that happened when I said Lulu. I love Lulu from 10. I love Vivi from 9. I love Magic. Magic is cool. I went on a journey, right, for my break where I watch a lot of like magic shows that I enjoy, like people, you know, my card capture Sacras, my Wings Club, my Bayonetta, all about magic. So I came back into this game being a super fan of magic, and which 14 does a fun thing with magic though, where even when you play melee or tank, you kind of have some magic attached to it, like they look magical, you know, and that's always fun. I think that's the thing that they do. But anyway, besides the point, I can't. Like, Black Mage has a really nice gameplay loop of ice and fire. The thunder, I'm not a big fan of this thunder. Like, I wish we had some more thunder spells. I wish there was, I always said this. I wish there was like a channeling thunder ability, like Machinist flamethrower, but it actually does something. Where you just like channel and you can walk around. Because in the White Mage is supposed to be stationary, but how cool it would be that thunder was your moving ability, like you can, you know, move around, channeling thunder, feeling like storm, you know, like that would be so cool. Like because channeling thunder for me is just such an awesome concept. But that's what, yeah, I really like it. I like this job. What could I say? Number one, I don't main it. It's fun. I don't mind healing it at all. I've seen people doing worse on all other jobs below it. I gotta be honest. You know, Black Mage gets the flag, but you know, I've seen my share of samurais and ninjas and reapers and dark knights here and there. That I'm like, what the heck are you doing? I feel like the lane line meme is not as straight anymore. At least where I'm from. I don't know where y'all playing, but I am in a live server, so maybe it's different over there. I'm not sure, or I just hang around with Black Mages. That could be it too. But yeah, it's great. Really strong identity. Really fun story as well. I like the glams. I like the magic. And one of my favorite side pieces of content on when it comes to the lore in the World of Eorzea in 14 is the World of the Magi. How it started with Black Mages and then White Mages were trying to fight them back, but then they also got into power hungry, and it was just a battle of power between White and Black, and then they caused the whole calamity that ended up originating Red Mage. And I love all that story. There is a really good video out there. Psionic Scribe, I think, he has like lore videos about each of like Black Mage, White Mage, what it means to be these kind of jobs, and he dives deep into the World of the Magi incident. That's my favorite side word in the story, and I love it. I just think it's so cool. I think it's so cool. I think it's interesting how that happened. But you gotta go out of your way to learn about it, which is a shame. I wish it was more present, like in the main story here and there. But you gotta go out of your way to find out. Anyway, it's cool. Yeah, God lore, God outfits. Like the Black Mage player has always been looking sick, cunty, fierce, diva, hunty. That would be appetizing. Like, looking great. It's iconic. It is very iconic. Iconic job. Everybody knows about it. I have to put it. I have to put it over there. I have to put it over there. Our first always glam. Congratulations, White Mage. You did it. Summoner. If there's a reward for a job that is the most disappointing one for me, it's Summoner. It is Summoner, and we're gonna have to put it in at least to C. Dang, I really wanted to put it at least here, but it's just like, it's kind of like a Viper thing. Like, I love the summoning part. Is really nice. Look, it's fun. Summoner has a really fun identity and core. I'm gonna put it over here. I'm gonna be generous. I'm gonna be generous about it. I will be generous, but you know, this might change. And I just really feel that they don't. It was the fact that in Dawn Show they didn't give me anything really that new, other than the Bahamut looking different. Like that was what we were supposed to be excited about. Bahamut looking different. Look. And that was it. They buffed the most boring part of it, honestly, which is like the best move. What happened? What happened? I'm so sad because I love Carbuncles. I love Summoner. My favorite Final Fantasy character in its entire history. I got two. I have Aerith, and I also have Yuna from 10. I love a Summoner White Mage Yuna moment. Yuna was a really big idol for me, and the fact that Summoner in this game plays the way it does, like, it just doesn't, it feels Summoner, don't get me wrong. It's better than what it was before with the dots and everything when it comes to the identity of it, but that doesn't mean dots don't need to be back. But you summon a lot more, which is a good thing. I just wish you did more with it. It's just like you summon either 2 buttons and you're done. And a lot of the summons do the same thing in a different color or shape. And it's just like, dang. And I also don't like the fact that you have to wait like 4 hours to get Phoenix. Like, why is it taking 4 hours to come by? But I swear, we get Phoenix, and if we look at like the regen and everything that Phoenix does, and you can't look at it. You cannot keep the regen. You can't get anything. She only spawns when everyone's at full health, and then once she goes away is when everyone starts getting hurt. All right, and it's just annoying. It feels very restrictive. That's the thing. Summoner is supposed to be a job that is like 3-point, pick your path. But because of the 2-minute rotation, you can't really pick your path. So you even more restricted than other jobs. Which is the thing I really hope with the 2-minute meta being gone, that like it allows Summoner to like free flow summons, like, you know, spell slinging summon here and there, go for it. I don't even mind the meme of like physical range caster. I don't even mind that. It's just he needs to do something more with it than just like damage. Again. Really good story though. Really good story, really great outfits, really great identity. I'm gonna be putting it on the bottom of besties for now, but yeah, I just wish more. It's disappointing, but it doesn't stop being Summoner as well, you know what I mean? So I can put it that low at the same time for me. I'm hoping next expansion does something with it, because I think we all collectively look at, you know, Diet Coke Bahamut, and that when I was just, it was just like, what the hell? What's going on? We run out of ideas? Like, what happened? Yeah, there's not even a war rhythm not existing too. There's a theory out there that it's supposed to be Heidelin, but just add her in. And if you're afraid of spoilers, I don't know, make up something about it. I don't know. It doesn't turn into Heidelin until you actually meet her or something. Like, I don't know. Put like a placement for it. You could have come up with something that it wasn't that, okay? That's what I'm gonna say. No summoners? Put a comment down below how you redefine your job. I'm curious about that. I've had many topics of conversation with summoner with my friends at this point. I'm kind of exhausted when I have to talk about it myself, but you know, I like all the elemental part of it, like where your character shares the element of the summon. That's awesome. I feel like that's unique. It's not just your summon doing it. Your summon also empowers you and gives you an element. That's really good. I just wish they did something more with it. That's all I wish. So I'm hoping that breaking free from the 2-minute meta allows them to dive deep into that. Yeah. Next is Red Mage, but it's not. Because Red Mage is my favorite caster of all of them, so we're gonna wait for it. We're gonna move on to Pictomancer instead. Pictomancer, I liked it at the beginning. At the beginning, I was like, oh yeah, like rainbow, gay, happy, colors, fierce, rainbow, slay. As time moved on, however, and changes were added to it, and I don't care about potencies, it's mostly about how, like, at one point the hammer felt or something, which I guess it is potency at the end of the day, but I didn't care about it before being OP. That's never been my go-to for enjoying jobs. It's kind of down a little bit. I feel like between it and Black Mage, because I feel like Pictomancer is suffering of a party buff that he shouldn't have. I feel like the party buff is limiting what they can do with the job. I like the fact that it's more burst, because, you know, when you put it next to Black Mage, it's more bursting than Black Mage. But also has the payoff that it got longer casts of Black Mage nowadays when you think about it. And it's a downtime job. You want to get those. It's a fun mindset to get into. Like, you gotta know when the boss goes away or when things are not happening to just start painting, and you either gain more DPS or lose more DPS. That's a high reward system that I enjoy. I like that. It's very unique. No one a job does what Pictomancer does when it comes to that regard, and it's very, very, very unique. But I think it needs a little more. It must be suffering from like new job syndrome. You know, it does need a little more. It does need a little more. And that got it down a little bit. I mean, I love the Rainbow Gauge. I love the reference of the subtractive palette and how it changes. I love all of that. I love that it's like Viper in the way it's the preview to what Evolve Mode is gonna have. I do like that it has like a version of every single magic. You know, you got your area, you got your holy, you got your black magic, you got your fire. You know, you got all of that. It's pretty fun. I love that it has hammer, And I'm more excited because I feel like we're gonna get more weapons. You know, hammer. What else is gonna happen? Like a bomb? What's gonna happen? You know. It's really fun. It feels it's the most Kingdom Hearts job for me. If you know, you know. In the aesthetic, it's the most Disney-like Kingdom Hearts aesthetic that we have. Oh, my microphone. It's the one there, and I think there's a lot of fun to be had there. Do I like it more than Black Mage though? I don't know. Honestly, they both impressed me in different ways. The web was cute. The story was nice. I don't know. I have to marinate a little on it before I decide if I'm going to put it ahead of Black Mage or not. But it's fun. It's just like I want something more. Maybe I want a new, like area, new landscape, you know? Because the stars are cool. I love the butterflies. Oh my god, if you know something about me, I love the flowers and butterflies. Like, the aesthetic is so there for Pictomancer that I want to push it even further. I think that's what it is. I want to push it even further. We can go further and beyond. And then that might actually maybe become my favorite job in the game. I do like to get a shield that you can either keep to yourself or share with others. That's kind of cool. I like that. I like that a lot. I like it. I like it. And most of the time you want to share it, but hey, sometimes it's nice to have that singular shield when you're doing Deep Dungeon, you know? When you're doing Deep Dungeon, you want to have that bonus, more stronger shield than just have the party shield that is weaker. You know, so I like that. I like it. And again, it doesn't find like any other job when it comes to the resources. Like, you have to cast in your circle so you can insta-cast your rainbow magic. And it has things to it. I just want to push it further. I don't think it's as strong as Black Mage identity for me. Excuse me, I broke the rainbow. Alright, a lot of game here. We are done with the casters for now, so we gotta move on to the last CPS category, which are the physical range, which we're getting a new one in the future. Ooh, same for tank, but, you know, I didn't mention it. And we got one tank coming too. So, physical range jobs suffer from the thing that, like, there's one I really love, and the other two are alright to me. One of them kind of falls into the summoner category, which is Bard. It falls in that category where it's like, it's gonna be at the bottom here, where I love the idea of the job fantasy, but the way it plays right now to me just does not feel good at all. Like, it has a Ninja syndrome in the sense they have too much going on for 2 minutes. But I feel like it's worse because if you die on Bard, sister, if you die on Bard, you might as well just go do something else, because dying on Bard is the worst feeling. It's way too strict for a Bard fantasy. That's what I think is the problem. It's way too strict. There's no possibility of recovering on Bard whatsoever. Then you just feel bad because you are a physical range, so you're a support physical range even. So you already don't do a lot of damage, and now you're doing even less damage. At this point, you're a healer damage. You're being a healer, but without healing buttons. That's what it feels when that happens, and it's unfortunate. Because Bard has, out of all these classes, Bard has so much potential. Bards can be anything. They're so charismatic. There's all the music. There's all the glamour. There's all the stunning abilities. They do have some beautiful abilities. Dawn Show just added more to that. Then they got Sadmmoner, which you gotta confess. Come on, Bards. It is Uggo. Sadmmoner looks Uggo. Let's be frank. It looks Uggo. I personally, when it comes to the dots on Bard, I'm not an enjoyer, but I feel like dots on Bard, everybody that mains Bard or really likes Bard likes the dots, so, you know, they should keep that. Personally, maybe reflavor the dots to look more musical, like Echo or, I don't know, Reverb, you know, to be more musical theme, but still have the dots going on. I think we should do that. I think my problem is that it's still like Poison and Wind after all these years, and they need to update it to something musical. I think that's what it is to me. But other than that, yeah, Bard is very... I'm excited for Evolved Bard, because Evolved Bard to me, it could be a healthy version of a Summoner, where it has 3 paths to choose, but it doesn't feel restricted. It could be, so I'm excited to give that one a go. And I like that while the music is moving. I also like that the song is something else than like 1% buff. Who's excited here? Who's excited? With your hand if you're excited to give 1% buff to the entire team, because I gotta know what kind of enjoyment you have and can I have some of it, because when I look at the tooltip, I'm like 1% buff. Am I supposed to be excited about that? Even as a support player, that's it. Like, yeah. And then it's just like, it's damage in different flavors. Raw damage, crit increase, and direct hit increase. Like, that's the same thing, okay? In different flavors, it's the same thing. You're eating the same ice cream over and over. Like, come on. It has so much, like, similar an ability to go further, much further than what it is currently. That, yeah. It has a good, great glimpse, I gotta tell y'all. Stormblood, Parkland, it's in a way. It's so nice. I love that glamour. Storyteller, I think is what it's called. It's such a good glamour. Look it up. I might put it on the screen if I remember. I'm not the editing type, but if I remember, I'll put it here. Right. And that's enough about Bard. And also it hurts that a certain other range GPS joined in, doing also elegant kind of core. In a better way, I think. So that hurts Bard. Well, competition is getting to him. Machinist. I like the gay run of Machinist. Yeah. I don't think there's a nicer way to tell y'all this, but I don't play fantasy games to be the haha, look, I'm a gun, I'm the funny guy here with the gun, everyone has magic, I'm throwing gadgets at the enemy. That's just not what I want to do at all. So it goes there. Machinist is probably distance, so I want his distance. Sorry, I can't even tell you much about it, and that I like the flips and the gay hand, and that's it. Not even the story is remarkable to me. Yeah, it's the unique sense that when it comes to job stones, you're like the first person starting this. Like, this is the most recent job. But it's like, you know, I'm grasping at straws over here. The queen doesn't really do much for me, even though she's named queen. Not a setting that I'm into. No. No. I might like monk more than it. I'm not sure. Like, no. Not a lot. Sorry, it's probably the shortest job. There's really not much I can say about it. There's the Portuguese gun that I like. They added the gun that has the Portuguese name. And then that's about it. Yeah. If I was the most pure damage type, I would faster probably play Samurai. Or Black Mage. Before I go to Machinist. So, yeah. That's that. Dismantle's fun though. I like the Blaze. That's it. There's nothing I can say here, Machinist. I'm so sorry. Yeah. That's it. Sorry. Tell me why you love Machinist down below. That's all I can do. We're not talking about Dancer because that is my favorite range job. So again, we're going to step into the favorites category. And now, Healers, which is the role I'm most been playing nowadays. So, I love healing in 14. I like how healing in 14 before I dive into the healers. I love how healing in 14 is supports mage, really, where like you do have heals, but you also have damage because it's all about damage in this game. And it's very unique. Like, I understand when people want to play healer just to heal all the time. I get that. My dopamine for this game is seeing low health bar go beep in like one button press or two. But I also think it's very unique that we can do damage. It's kind of fun. It's kind of like, I just wish that we have more GCD heals than all GCDs, so we could like, it would always be a balance between how much you can keep your party alive and how much you can not do that. Hi, honey. My mic can just appear here. If you want to wait for the picture, you can. Go ahead. Alright. Right on time for the healer discussion. Love you, babe. So, let's see here. We are not going to talk about White Mage because White Mage is my favorite healer, and we're going to set out to the favorite category. So we're going to move on to Scholar, which I love the butt on Scholar's icon, by the way. It's just supposed to be a book or glasses. or a bong, but I like that it looks like booty. It's a booty shape because when you have to play Scholar, you gotta clench your cheek because a lot of healing is gonna happen. For Scholar, I think Scholar is great. Maybe unpopular opinion, maybe too much popular. I think Scholar is great. I think Scholar, it's been fun to figure out. I was doing other healers other than my main. At one point, I run into one shield healer. And it's one of those situations that even though people recommend Sage to be easier, just like how people recommend you to go Warrior for tanking because it's easier, I didn't click much with it. So I went with Scholar instead because that's the other shield healer. And at first I struggled at the beginning. But once I got the hang of it, it was so much fun to pull out the big shield, like big, huge shield, you know? It was so great. I like the pet management, that's unique. I like the fairies. I wish the fairies did something different nowadays. I will be frank about that. The story is silly and goofy, which I think it adds to the charm. I like that they're trying to combine like serious military tactician with silly fairy on the side. It's a nice, I don't know if I'm using this word right, but it's a nice juxtaposition. Like, it's a nice contrast to go with that. Thanks. I'll be saying yes. So, it's interesting. At first, I didn't really like it, but then the more I thought about it, I'm like, we can do something with this that could be really fun. But the thing is that I don't think they're balancing these two particularly well in the modern area. I feel like they're going in the fairy aesthetic right nowadays way too hard, especially with Seraphism, which is good. But then you got the other part of Scholar that's queuing kind of ignorant with the military. I mean, I guess Broil is there, but when that's your only military reference and change stratagem and Art of War, like that's it. And then every single other heal is the fairy. So, or something that looks like the fairy, like a Loki. So it's like, the identity is a little flimsy. It's not the most flimsy out of the heroes. I think we all know which one it is. We'll get to that. But yeah, it's struggling over there. It's struggling a little bit. So, but it's freaking fun. Like, my hero friends love Scholar. When you pull off the fight, it's good. It feels good. And I think this might be a hot take. I'm not sure. But I do like how in Scholar, you gotta pick a path. You can, if you're gonna do like Dissipation, you're not gonna have your fairy. If you're gonna do Seraphism, you're not gonna be able to use Recitation. And some people call that jank, but I actually call that decision making on the spot. And because you're a Scholar, it just makes sense to me. Like, a Scholar should know which tactic is the best one for the job. It goes with the identity of it as a tactician. You have to pick the best plan for this situation. And the fact that there's that restriction makes the job, personally to me, a little more fun to play than just having everything available all the time. And I know that's not everyone's opinion. I will say, of course, that the feather tether should be better. Like, something needs to be done about that fairy gauge. It only does one thing, and it doesn't. Like, how many scholars have capped the fairy gauge? Be honest. And if you have never capped it, you're lying to me. And you should be ashamed. Also tell me your favorite fairy. My favorite right now is Celine, but it changes on the whim. Some people prefer carbuncles and everything. It wasn't enough for scholars to eat their fairies, now they eat carbuncles too. That's messed up. That's messed up! What y'all doing? Glams for scholar are very 50-50. Some of them look really... oof. Not great. But the latest one, they look more like military captain. Those look sickening. I like those. But then you got the graduate students ones and... oh boy. It's getting chilling in here. Because it's so bad. Ooh, okay. That's all from me. We're gonna move on to Astro. Oh god, Astrologian, how do you do it? How are you able to play a new job every single expansion? Because that's what happens to y'all. If there's a job that change every single expansion, it's like Monk, Summoner, and Astrologer. Y'all have an episode in this expansion, I swear. Unfortunately, because of that reason, it is like even worse in the sense of Scholar. I like it more than Scholar though, but it's worse in the sense that I just feel they don't know what to do with this job. Like, You know, it wouldn't been such a glaring problem if this job was introduced like an Endwalker. But Astra's been around since Heaven's Word, which has been a really long time. 10 years at this point? Perhaps? Maybe? And they just can't get a grasp on it. They're always changing what the cards do. They're changing sects and then they stop doing sects at all. Even other healing abilities, sometimes they change up what they do. Like, this is a job you blink and it changed. Like, what? It's very inconsistent in that regard. But boy, is it carried by the aesthetic. The aesthetic, this is the most beautiful job in the entire game. It's not even my favorite, and I have to say that. It's the prettiest job in the whole game. Like, it's insane how pretty Astrologian is, again, when it's been released in Heaven's Word 10 years ago, when we didn't have the aesthetics and technology we have today. Alright? And it just they kept adding more beauty to the job. What is it? What's the new but like the sun sign is as beautiful as Microcosmos, is as beautiful as Celestial Opposition, that it's been there since day one. It's been on Astro since day one. Think about it. Great. I love the new button. Oracle, the gay hands into a big burst of like damage. That's beautiful. That's gorgeous. Like, please keep that button. That's fantastic. This is one of the few jobs where I kind of like Bard and when we talk about Dancer, where they say they remove party buffs, but then what they are gonna do with these jobs is a big question mark. So I'm curious to see where it goes. I hope the sects came back. Look, I know we had a shield healer and regen healer thing, but I wish we could... Let's just ditch that. Let's just make each healer their own thing. Some may have more shields than others, some have more regen. Let's just make it their own things. This boxing, I'm not a fan of. I've never been a fan in the beginning, and I'm certainly not a fan now, because, like, you look at White Mage and Astro, they're getting shields. You look at Scholar and Sage, and they're getting regen, so it's like you... It's getting mixed up in the name, so I'm not a big fan. But yeah, Astro Glams are a hit or miss. Some I prefer the witchy ones, like Heaven's one and the new recent one and Dontra were pretty good, in my opinion. I also kind of enjoy the more like Eastern Astrologian vibe, but then there's like Endwalker with the bell bottoms, and we just... I want to be a Black Mage and fire for it. Like, we gotta burn it. Sorry. It's not great. But I have such high hopes for this job. I think that's why it's up there, because when I play it, the healing kit is amazing. The cards feel tacked on when they should be the main thing. And I gotta say, the story on Astro was fun. I thought it was gonna be like a fortune-telling kind of story. Then it was a whole like murder plot. And it was kind of like interesting in that regard, and then it was going to the Eastern and apply different kind of like nature logic to it. I don't know, it was a very fun set of job quests. That was fun. The wars also, they're freaking strong. They're getting... You're telling me they're getting ether from the other stars up there? How powerful is that? Like, we over here, we regular white Black Mage are getting no ether from the land and stuff, and then most jobs get ether from themselves. Meanwhile, freaking Asher is going like to the moon and back and going like, oh, I'd like some ether, please, thank you. Like, what the heck? How are they doing that? But like, that's so strong to me. It's very magical, girl. Gorgeous LB3. Gorgeous LB3. God, I haven't been mentioned about LBs on most of these jobs, but dang, does Astro have a gore. It's probably my... Well, no, I'm biased, but it's like second favorite LB probably. It's so gorgeous. It's crazy. I got high hopes for Astro. I know, hang in there. It's gonna change again probably, but I got high hopes. And it's such a beautiful job, and I still enjoy playing it. If I didn't enjoy playing it, it would be lower than Scholar, but it's tied with all the other healers in a way. No, not Sage. But it's tied for, you know, these two are tied for like my second place. I can't really decide which second place it is. I sometimes feel one more than the other. They're cool though. They're great. They're very... I like magical girl wings club stuff. White Mage, Scholar, and Astro give that flavor, and that's what it... Which means, you know who doesn't? Sage doesn't. However, this is kind of crazy because this is a story of how glam matters. Glams matter. Sage to me was over here. I couldn't play it. I was bored to tears. I couldn't find a way to suit it. Nothing really happened. And then Dawn Trail decided to release the bunny quests for the moon, like the multiple moons. You go around with the bunnies, with the leopards, and then I unlocked the Star Trek outfit. And then suddenly it went from here to like here, and I couldn't even believe what I was. I just kept playing it, and I started to understand the kid because I was just like, phasers. Look, if you don't think I'm a fan, check this out, right? See this? It's nerd alert. Get into it. Get into it. Get into it. But yeah, big fan of Star Trek over here. And then once I joined these two worlds together, man, it bumped Sage. Sage, you got carried. The story is nice. There was a bun boy in the story that made me kind of play like 90% of the story one-handed. We don't want to talk about that though. We want to talk about the job. And the job is, it does what it needs to do. I feel like it should have a more emphasis on the damage and movement. People say this should be the damage healer, but I kind of disagree with that a little bit because White Mage was doing the damage thing first, and then Sage came over and tried to do the same. And I feel like, you know, Sage and White Mage can be the Black Mage Pictomancer or the Black Mage Summoner idea. Like, they're the high damage ones, but they do different things. And I like the shields on Sage as well. I like that you can... Sage has the unique ability to shield and move whenever they want. Without losing cast them. Like, you can move and shield whenever. Because, well, White Mage and Astro don't have a lot of shields. So, you know, all their shields kind of have a cooldown with them. And Scholar, you gotta, like, even swift cast or stop for your shield. Stop to cast it. Meanwhile, Sage can just, like, keep moving and shielding. And I feel like that's a great dungeon healer in that sense. The newest that I got are very cute. Again, once I got my Star Trek Sage outfit, I kind of changed my opinion a little bit on this. I was hating the shop. Look, y'all, it was right there with Dark Knight the entire time, okay? And then I warmed up to it. Again, I'm never gonna say I play fantasy games for the lasers, which is why, you know, if I have to put Sage somewhere, I'll put it over here because it is a healer. You know, I'm gonna put Bard way up too on this list as well. There we go. But even there, no, hold on, go back. There, I found it's good. But yeah, it's a great shop. I wish I had more uniqueness to it. It's the latest healer, and it does feel like a lot of the buttons overlap with Scholar for the sake of balance, which it doesn't feel great. It's like this button is a different version of Sucker, and this button is a different version of the dot, because every healer got a dot. It's you know, it's not that exciting in that regard. Especially when you're new. You don't want to be a new job and do everything that everyone's already doing. Because you're not gonna like it. The other jobs are not gonna like it, because if you do it better, they're looking at you like, I've been doing this for 10 years, how come you now do it better? So I feel like you should be more unique to avoid all of this mess. But yeah, that's Sage for me. Sage was you know, surprisingly humorous, I'll say that. It started really low and then it went up, and it's just shown me. It's the job now that if I have to give an example how glamour matters for your enjoyment of the job, that's the one I point at, because I went from like not caring to, ooh, look, I'm in Star Trek, yay, kind of. So yeah, I'll give him that. It's still my least favorite, but I'll give it that. Now for the favorite tier list. Just give me a moment. All right, everybody, it's time for the favorites tier list. So the favorites tier list is really special to me because one of these is quite recent, which I still don't know if I'm going to put it on Sway Zone, but I do want to talk about it. And the other two have a lot of personal stories attached to it. We're going to start with the most recent one. This is my top 3 jobs, okay? We're going to start with Red Mage. Red Mage has been such a beautiful recent discovery. Like, it has been How did it start? I want to say how it started. It started because I was doing fades. I was trying to finish my, you know, when you have to do like the 60 fades for the everything in the world. And I still had the Shadowbringers left to do, so I just grabbed Red Mage. And the more I played, the more I was like into the diva aesthetic of it all. They're such good people. Like, they're just like paladins. They're like, they just travel the world, be heroes, be nice. And, you know, I said I really love the War of the Magi story. And that's like the conclusion, is that Red Mage is born from a time of conflict, but it had an agreement at the end. And people are not... The Red Mage is vowed to not repeat the mistakes of the past, which I think that's very like relatable when you think about it, you know? Maybe that's one of the reasons I like it. We figure stuff out as we go. And it's just so pretty. Like, I love flower things. The amount of roses this shop has. The more this shop goes forward, the more beautiful it gets. And Alice is one of my favorite characters, if not my favorite Scion. So it's like, I always think of her when I play this shop. And for a long time I played this shop because Red Mage, you gotta look red. But then I realized I can make pink and red look good. So I started playing it. I really enjoyed the rapier sword. Like, it's one of my favorite swords. I like the dexterity looking at it. It's like the sort of like musketeers and some princes and all that. And you know, I'm a big fairy tale person. So that's my favorite. I love that it becomes a staff with your focus, and my focus is on the ship of a little heart right now, which is like super adorable. I also have the umbrella and the Nixie too, which is cute. It's so elegant, so extra, and every button on Red Mage feels good to press. I don't know what to tell you. Every single button on this shop feels good. Even the jolt that you're not supposed to use a lot. When you have to use it, you would think like, oh, I didn't get lucky. I got a jolt now. It feels good to press still, because guess what? In Dawn they give you a jolt 3 or something. Like, they give you another level of it. It's crazy. Like, it's such strong in identity. Everybody calls Red Mages what? Red Mages. If you can tell that's an identity, I don't know what to tell you. When they start calling you something else than your name, you know you got an identity, honey. And that's Red Mage. You know, the other one is for Tank Dragoon, but that one's not as great. To be known. But besides the point, it does. And you know, when you're in the Lion's Raid and there's the Red Mage and the LB3 sound effect happens, you know what's coming. Like, everybody knows, like, it has fun memes, it has a good story, like both the job story and the fact that Alize is this job representation. It has good glamour, sickening glamours. I mean, even at their weakest, Red Mage still looks good. Even at their weakest glamours, they still look good. It's a very specific identity. I do feel like if you don't like this one, it's not gonna match you. But you know, all my favorite jobs suffer from that very specific looks. So that's not gonna dissuade me. But the versatility on this shop, and I think it combines what I love about 14 the most, which I like my damage, but it doesn't need to be the strongest. And I love my support, and like Red Mage got all of that. I also like to see my character be very athletic, and the more, because I like the idea that I can cast magic, but unlike a lot of mages or portrait of mages, it's like, oh, it's a mage, but their body is kind of physically weak, or like they're not really the sprinter. I like to think that my character is also athletic and can do like, you know, acrobatics. I mean, acrobatics. That's what we're trying to discuss here. Flips and turns and pirouettes and dashes and play moves, looking like a diva. You insert little glitter each time you do a little flip or a dash situation. They just, you know, the only thing about it is that I love the 20th season when I like to think if you catch my character, you know, I don't have to spend Sango down really quickly, and that's it, because you should be forwarded. But yeah, Red Mage got the acrobatics, the fight, the style, it got everything. Girl, this is a job. This is like a slave zone job. I even put it always going at one point. It's going in there. And you know, it has a personal story, like I just said, like the story of looking into mistakes of the past and trying to do better in the future really resonates with a lot of people, including me. So I like this job a lot. It's a great job. I stand it. It's an upside down looking cane. and it's going in the 3rd spot. Second one, I'm gonna do this. Like, both of these are number 1 for me. It's physically impossible for me to choose a number 1 spot for this. But I'm going from the row, and I do heal more nowadays, so I'm gonna put Dancer here. And then White Mage right in front of it. Look, we got our Tetris piece back that we had with the tanks without the heroes. Look at that, it's great. It's a full circle moment. But yeah, White Mage was the first job I ever played because I love nature. Like I said, I'm a nature core. I love to garden. I love in shows when people use flower magic, nature elements, sunlights and moonlights, all of that stuff. I love it. And you know, Conjurer had that at the beginning and it made me start in Gridania, which is the forest place. I'm like, I like to start in the forest place, obviously. So I started that, but then I found Dancer. And Dancer was the job that made me keep playing the game. One job started me playing the game, and the other one made me keep playing, because the other thing I really love is dancing, the art of dancing, the elegance of it all, the flamboyance, the art of dancing. And I thought it was really unique that Dancer in this game, because I see a lot of dancers in other games having blades, right? Blade dancers, that's a lot that happens. In this one was Chakram, which was very unique by itself. And I enjoyed the story, the glams were on point. The fact that you had to unlock the glamour for Dancer to make it dieable, you have to unlock it in Extreme. That's what got me to try Extreme and later on eventually Savage and Ultimate. And I met a lot of people doing this. A lot of people that I am now happy to say that they're my friends for life. And Dancer was just as all those memories. You know, and you know, I met my husband as a dancer as well. I was on the dancer train at that point. So there's a lot attached there. But then there's also one attached to White Mage, because when I started raiding, actually, I was a White Mage. I started on White Mage, and that's when again I met more friends. I met more special. I have wonderful moments. So these two jobs represent my entire journey in this game. When I think about it, they're the only ones that represent both the in journey and the outside journey that I had. I was not in the greatest place when I started playing Final Fantasy XIV, and the fact that these jobs made me want to keep playing it and got me, in a way, access to all these wonderful people in my life and turned my life for the better, really, when you think about it, is something that I cannot ever take away from them. No matter if, you know, they turn White Mage and Dancer into like a one-button job. Like, there's a lot of history here, there's a lot of bias. It's why the title of this video is probably called a biased tier list video. Because I'm not here to talk about technicalities, and it seems it's not. Did I just shape did my tier list shape just turn into a wiener? Okay. Sorry, what can you do when things look like a wiener? You gotta call it out. But yeah, besides my personal story, obviously Dancer and White Mage have some beautiful, gorgeous buttons that feel really nice to press. You got ass size, which we affectionately call over your booty size. You got booty size to press. You got Inflated Misery. Farming for lilies is so much fun. I love to optimize lilies. It's so fun to do. And then every single heal on White Mage is chunky. Like, yes, you don't have the mitigation capabilities or the shielding capabilities of the other jobs, but when shit hits the fan, guess who all they're screaming for? You're screaming for that in addition. That's right. And you only got one. And there's 700 people in the party. They're screaming for what? The meta edition. They're screaming for the medical tree. That's what they're all screaming for. You gotta put them in. It's also a job that is kind of fun because the lore of this job, this is why Black Mage actually says that, you know, there's the nice White Mages that really vow to protect people, and then there's like the power-hungry White Mages. And then when you play this game, what do you find in your roulette sometimes? That we all heard about it. We either find the most amazing White Mages or the most atrocious White Mages that are just pressing glare, and we effectively call them glare mages. And I think that is just an irony of lore in the video game representing real life without the damn thing probably intended. We just did it ourselves. We're doing calamities again, people. We need to try to stop it, alright? And Dancer is just like the most glamorous job. It's the, like a G-pose kind of job. It's the rotation is so much fun. I love the RNG on it because I really, and you know, Red Mage got a little bit of RNG as well. And I like that on my DPS mostly because it doesn't make two pools feel the same. If you have RNG, sometimes you proc it, sometimes you don't. That's funny for me, and that's fun for me because that is not every single thing. I guess I don't like a constant rotation. Like, you know, it's not as entertaining for me. And yeah, that's also why I love healing, because when you heal with randoms or friends, it doesn't matter. You don't know what you're gonna get. Sometimes you're gonna get people that don't get hit a lot, and then sometimes you're gonna get people that do hit a lot. But you know, that's part of the RNG of life when you think about it. Sometimes I'm gonna be practicing all those healing, and sometimes I'm not. And you know, it makes for different experiences, and I prefer that. I want my days to feel fresh and different. I don't want it to be always mundane on the same thing. That's when I play this game. But yeah, there's a lot more I could probably say about White Mage and Dancer, but it's just, I love them. They have my favorite colors too in them. Actually, all three of these are my favorite colors. Like pink, obviously, you know it. You see this overlay. You get it. You get it. But also like white and red, some of my favorite colors too. And you got white and red mage, and white and red makes what? Pink. Exactly. Exactly. You get it. It was only the fates after all. Yeah, I am done. I think I talked my way through it. I think it's been like almost 2 hours now or something. This was such a fun talk. I would like to know, I would love to know, write how much you want. One word, praise, an entire document. I'll read it all. I love to share love. And we're talking about things that we love. What is your favorite job in 14 and why do you love it? Please write it. I'll read it. I'll read it. I might nap sometimes, but I'll definitely read it. And yeah. If you enjoyed this, it's something very new that I'm doing. Please comment, like, subscribe. Every support here is welcome. I do stream. We do have a Discord. I'll put it down below as well. If you want to access my Discord, there is a schedule if you want to join my streams. So, although I'm going on vacation right now, but Amadar is in the Discord as well. So, thank you so much for watching. I love you. Have a fabulous summer. Yeah, have a fabulous summer. And always love yourself. Bye! Wait for it. I'm doing it. Love you.